So you're making a mistake. What is it? What's up? I just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about a big mistake that agents make on social media. I see it all the time. And that mistake is not knowing who they're speaking to. I've been guilty of it with my content in the past, owning a wedding business and my social media agency. I've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of agents posting content that isn't speaking to your audience. So today we're going to get an idea of who your audience is. To start, we need to understand who you talk to and what your goal is. So as an agent, your goal, as I understand, is to get people into their dream home or help them sell their home so they can get to their next home. Generally simple. There's different aspects of it, but it usually boils down to that for the average agent. To understand exactly who you're wanting to speak to, you need to clearly be able to define who it is that you've worked with in the past and who you want to work with. A few different examples of it are first-time home buyers. You've got some that are getting into their long-term dream home. Maybe you've got the older generation or maybe Latinos. It can boil down to quite a few different things, maybe even the luxury market. But at the end of the day, you need to know exactly who you want to speak to, and that will help you make your content. So what's the big mistake that a lot of agents are making? That mistake is creating content for the wrong people. And it can be done really easily without really realizing it. And that's why I wanted to say something today. So I hope this adds a little bit of value. Essentially, the easiest way to not have success with your business, but at the same time feel like you're having some success, is when you're growing your social media account, but with the wrong audience. And we've all seen, random people in India following us, or random people across the United States, or companies. And it can be really easy to make content for other realtors. So as a realtor, if you don't want to have other realtors following you and boosting your content to other realtors, then you need to be really, really careful that you're not making lots of content that is specifically relatable to other realtors. The amount of times I've seen agents make content for other realtors unintentionally, and then it going viral, and then them getting a lot of realtor follows, it's happened so many times, and it's okay, it happens. But it's kind of like me. I want to make content about videography, but or cinematography, but there's a lot of agents who don't really want to listen to that. It's not interesting to them. So if I do have content go viral to those types of people, it attracts people that aren't going to buy from me because they're not looking for my product. So there's that aspect. The other one is creating viral content, but it being very general. And what can happen very often is you make a very relatable reel and lots of people start following you, but they're from all over the States. And the big problem with that is that they're all over the States. They're not going to likely buy from you. If you are an agent trying to bring people from outside Utah and move, I think there's a specific name for that. But if you're that type of agent, that's a different story. I know of a guy up in Idaho that makes content for agents and for the general public. And he is an agent and a content creator. And he helps people move from California to Idaho. That's his main target audience. So unless that's your target audience, it's going to be a little bit difficult to, make a reel for someone make a very general reel and then have it be relatable to everyone in Arkansas. And then people in Arkansas are seeing it, but like the likelihood of people moving from Arkansas to wherever you're at, Utah, it's probably very unlikely. And then the algorithm is pushing content to the wrong type of people. So that's one aspect. And then the other side to the agent thing is it's very common to see agents making content that doesn't do well, saying things like close contract and pending, stuff like that. Does it help anyone? Usually not really. It just makes other agents jealous. So if there's one thing that you can start shifting a little bit in your mindset is, how can I make content that adds value, number one, to the general public, and then number two is very, very relatable. If you're able to add value and have it be relatable, it immediately becomes something that people will want to come back to and they'll want to follow you. And that's why you often, as an agent, probably get other agents following you because they can relate to you because they're an agent. So from here, we kind of want to figure out, okay, if we don't want agents following us and we don't want people from out of state following us, what kind of content do we make? And it brings us back to, who is our ideal audience? If our ideal audience is a first-time home buyer, theoretically, I think the average first-time home buyer right now, I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, comment down below. But I think the average home buyer is something around like 35, 39. Which is kind of crazy, 39 years old. But if that is the case, then that kind of gives you an idea of probably the range of 25 to 35, 40 are first-time home buyers. And the more you're able to relate to those people, the more you're able to have content go viral in that niche, in your local area, the better. So how can that be done? Well, it comes down to finding, having good hooks. It comes down to adding value to them. I wouldn't even say you need to necessarily focus on virality, but you definitely don't want to go viral outside of your niche if you can help it, because it can mess with your algorithm and your content. So that's what I would say. You want to focus on your ideal audience and making content for them. When it comes to virality, does it matter a lot? No. Sure, it can help you look more professional, but the people you really want to work with are generally going to be your SOI, your sphere of influence. And if you're able to speak directly to them, it's going to help you to have them trust you and then work with you. You know how it works. You're an agent, and that's how it works in person. But with social media, it can feel difficult to do that. So it comes down to a little bit of planning, and also just making sure that when you're making content that you are making it specifically to that niche. So that would probably be my biggest recommendation. I definitely think it can become easier over time as you nail down who your niche is, who your audience is, what they like to do, how you guys relate. I've made a few reels about it, but essentially, if you're able to write down 10 ideas that you like talking about and that you want to make content about, and 10 things that your ideal audience wants to make content about, 10 things that your ideal audience wants to hear about and learn about, and then make ideas based on those. So you've got those 20 written down, and then you make 3 ideas off of that. If you do that, you're going to have 60 ideas, and you could do that 10 times over and basically have content for the rest of your life. But at the end of the day, as an agent, it doesn't make sense for you to do something that is below your pay grade. And what I mean by that is, you probably aren't going to go clean your properties by yourself. You're not going to go take your real estate photos, and it's because people can do it quicker and they can do it better, and that's what their time is worth. But your time is worth $200, $300, $400, $500 an hour. The average agent's hourly pay is probably $200 an hour, if I'm correct. And you may not realize how much your time was worth, but it is worth quite a bit. So what I'm getting at is, whether it's us, Focus Media House, or someone else, I highly recommend finding someone that you can hire to help you ideate or come up with the ideas for your content, and then execute on the ideas, and then manage the content for you. There's different ways to do that, but doing it by yourself can feel really difficult. Even creating my own content, it takes a lot of focus for me, and I don't edit my own content. I don't always post my own content. I have people that help me with that, and as I'm able to have people help me with that, I'm able to accomplish and do other things like have sales calls and go to networking events, because that is where my time is more valuable. So yeah, if you want a free guide of 10 things that agents need to know about social media, you can just DM me on Instagram guide, and I'll send that right over to you for free. But yeah, would love to work together, and I hope this added a lot of value. You guys got this. See ya.